All right, Monday morning here, diving back off into it. I got to take the 330 and lay a little bit material over so that I can reach it with the 220. The rental guy's coming. We've got to change out the blow bars in the impactor. It was supposed to be changed out, but they didn't get to it, so they're going to come here this morning and we're going to swap those out. It should do a little bit better then, and kind of get everything set back up here and crushing. So he's about an hour and a half out. I'm gonna take the 330 and lay a little bit of that material over, like I said, so I can reach it with a 220 to feed it. So this thing will eat about almost a little bit faster than the 220 will feed it. So that's why I spent all that time picking through there, getting all that rebar out, because what I've noticed just from the past day they're working, if I stop to, you know, pick out a piece of rebar like that, by the time I get another bucket full, the hopper's empty. So you kind of see the pile right there of hit or miss stuff I've pulled out just to make sure it didn't go through there and cause problems. But I need to lay that over here. I'll crush all that. Then I'm going to pull this section. I'm just going to leave a long little narrow spot for me to sit on. And once I get everything I can reach in the crusher, I'm going to pull this back probably, I don't know, 40 feet. And then that way I can reach all that right there, is the plan. All right, I didn't take much video other than setting it in there with the excavator, but we got the 2 blue bars changed in there, and we are now getting everything set up, got everything adjusted for the new clearances on those bars, and yeah, we're going to start making big rocks into little rocks. All right, so we are currently at about 200 tons an hour. I'm happy with everything. Might be a little bit more when I start feeding this smaller stuff. But I'm gonna work all the way around me and dig out everything I can, and then I'm gonna run out of time today. But probably in the morning, I will dig up this little platform I'm sitting on and then move everything backwards about 50 feet and start doing it again. That way I'm literally not having to, what I'm trying to do is not have to move this stuff no more than I have to. It's a lot of wasted time, and it costs a lot of money for me to keep moving this stuff. So originally I was going to transfer it all up, but I think with those mats that I have now, I can walk this crusher back, at least get it to right there, and then if I have to move the rest of that stuff, it's not the end of the world. But 50 feet moving all that is a lot. So I'm happy with it. I got a friend of mine, Aaron, he's a ground guy, just kind of keeping an eye on everything, and it really pays to have somebody to just kind of, it ain't a hard job, but somebody needs to just hang out and go down there, and when a piece of plastic gets hung on the conveyor belt, go over there and pull that off. A piece of rebar gets jammed. Like I said, I can't see anything from right here, and I got to get those big chunks of rebar out. So this is the stuff they processed, and man, is it full of rebar. So it's a little bit slow going with the processed stuff, which you would think it'd be the other way around, but I'm not going to risk it. I have already had shutdowns. I don't want to have to deal with that. We have got a very nice pile down there now. It's some beautiful looking stuff. I'm happy with it. It's weird how when it stacks it on the pile there, the fines come to this side, and obviously the big rock's going to roll down at the bottom. But the other side looks like pure gravel almost. I was told that's just how it does. But Aaron's down there just kind of looking over belts, making sure there's nothing hung in a roller or anything. We are getting it done. I think to do this right here in about another hour or so in the morning, I'll have all of this crushed up that I'm sitting on, and then I can work on building my road to get the crusher back there. Which is just going to be dig all this out, move some mats. I'll pull it forward and lay me a road in there. As you can see, there's standing water right there, so definitely got to have mats. It's freaking wet. But if you think about it, this is just a giant French drain, all this rock. So as it rains, it just runs right down into it and then gets caught down there in the bottom. All right, well, I'm gonna keep on keeping on and get some stuff done. All right, we have been at it for about 20 minutes now, and everything seems to to be going really well. We've got everything adjusted. The guy down there on the left is the main guy that's been doing this for ever. So it's actually feeding a little bit slower now. We've got it adjusted where it's breaking it down a little bit smaller before it even goes out on the conveyor or goes through there. So it's not quite feeding it as fast as it was yesterday, but it's still eating it just about as fast as I can feed it with the 220. It gives me just enough time where, like, every 4 or 5 scoops I can try to grab a piece of plastic pipe. But then if I can't get it that quick, I've got to go ahead and put another scoop in because it has already ate it. Like I said, I came over here this morning while I was waiting for him to get here and move that pile over there where I can grab it. I will feed all this in here today and probably clean this up enough where I can move those mats and move the crusher back a little bit farther and not have to move this stuff anymore. But I got a good area to stockpile it right there now, so that's why I've been trying to put as much as I can in there. And then come to this side of the pile as well and grab a little bit. This stuff right here does have a little more rebar in it. So I try to kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, so it doesn't overwhelm the magnet there. Just trying to put all this through there. And then like that big chunk right there, try not to put that in there. But some of that stuff is aluminum, and the aluminum doesn't get picked up by the magnet, obviously. So therefore it just spins around in there until it beats it down enough to go out the screen, which doesn't hurt anything. It just puts chunks of aluminum in your finished product. Oh, a little tippy there. This kind of works good to kind of undermine the pile, and it just kind of falls off. See, you got a big long piece of rebar right here. Got a fly in here too that's driving me crazy. Just go ahead and there's no need for a 6-foot piece of rebar if you can pull it out to go through there. I'd rather not feed it for 20 seconds than to have to shut down to go pull that out of the machine. But like I said, you could feed this with a bigger machine if you had nice clean material, but the stuff I have, I'm scared to use the 330 because it can hide big chunks of metal in a 60-inch bucket. And this being demolition debris, there's big chunks of metal in it. But if anyone thought that I'd be waiting on the crusher to crush before coming back, you can see why. Then like these big chunks like that, that's getting borderline of too iffy. So we'll just kind of either break it or throw it to the side. keep on plucking away. All right, let's shut it down. Start winding down. So always let that run for about 5 or 6 minutes. That cleans the all the stuff out of the screens. Let's see what we did. We've worked for 2 hours and about 15 minutes. 455 tons. That's making a big difference. That's making a big difference. We're getting a lot better, finer product now. Yeah, that's gonna turn out good there. I'm liking that a lot better. All right, let's shut down the crusher, and we got to pull some trash out of the feeder. So all the wood and plastic that doesn't get crushed up, it doesn't come out. So there's a pile of it up there. I'm just going to shovel it out by hand. It just keeps the insides from looking so nasty, or the pile there. I'm happy. 455 tons, 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the good thing is the screen's not near as clogged up as it was this morning. One big pile over there of trash. That's pretty well it. All right, be back tomorrow.
It's pretty busy, man.
Yeah.
I saw a little sedan go by a while ago.
Oh, so here's all the stuff that, believe it or not, the impactor will not break up. So you got, what we don't need is a lot to go down in there because it'll jam it up where it won't start in the morning. So I just kind of rake it out. There's some big chains in there, and then throw all this stuff out. I'll throw it over here, that way I can keep the wood and crap separate from the metal. Let me shovel this out real quick. All right, heading out of here. That puts the pile into perspective now. That's 1,152 tons sitting right there. Big pile, big pile. There's a lot more to crush too. So it's gonna be a mountain here when I'm done. May look like the pyramids by the time I back up about 50 feet and make another big pile. So be back tomorrow to rock and roll. The mountain is growing, so I got a little over an hour before everybody gets here. I want to see if I can't go ahead and crush that little pile that the excavator was sitting on. And while they finish working on the crusher, I can work on extending my pad with these mats. Hey, look, the sun's behind the excavator. We can actually see now. And get everything where I move the crusher back and work on the pile for the back. Well, since I'm here by myself for an hour, I'm gonna go check on everything. I don't have a set of eyes on it, so I'm just gonna do a quick walk around, make sure everything's going good. Metal's coming out good. Got a good steady stream of material. Good. Make sure the scale's counting. I reset the scale every morning. Yep, almost 40 tons. All right, let's shove some more through there. Getting her done. All right, so I've got the pile that I was sitting on cleaned up. I need to pull the crusher up so I can clean that out. and go ahead and take my mats and bring those back to about right here and reset the crusher up so that we don't have to transfer all this. It's pretty wet. You can see the groundwater coming out, but I think I can blade this off and put those mats over here and get the crusher on back, and we'll just make another big pile right there pretty much where the stacker's sitting, and should be able to get a fair amount of that on the next crushing, on the next setup, I guess. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and clean out and then shut everything down. Okay, let's grab these mats here and go lay them down for a crusher to sit on. So I'm gonna lay these down, back the crusher up, and then probably grab 4 or 5 from in front of it. So I don't need to dump the dirt out right there. Make it an level spot. So the reason I'm doing that is because that thing weighs 100,000 pounds. And the ground's probably solid enough right here, but it is very wet right there. And what I don't want to do is get that thing stuck, because they don't have a lot of tracking power, and there's definitely not anything to hook to pull it out. So those are set. I'm going to fire it up and go ahead and walk it back over here, and then when I get enough room right there, I probably need to stay on this side. I can grab them and then go ahead and build a platform right here. Alright, so I've been dealing with these guys here, and I think we got everything adjusted, and of course majority of the day is gone already. It is 1:30, almost 1:40, and I went ahead and started back working. I got to get stuff done, not hang out all day long. There's a little bit of a coolant leak on the machine. Of course, it's not leaking while they're here, and he wants to sit there and watch it. I want to work, so I fired up. Started working here. We did get that gate shut so that I'm not losing all my fines out the side there. Once I get started here, this should go a little bit easier, but digging into a fresh pile is a little bit brutal. A big piece. Let's lay that in there. When they get long like that, you kind of got to put them in there like such so that it doesn't jam up. And it'll go right through there. Same with like these big squares like that. You know when it goes in there, but bam, bam, bam. Like that. Big chunks come flying out, so you gotta put the bucket here to slow them down. So I got the crusher moved back to the pile right here, so now that I don't have to walk so far or transfer anything, move the stacker back. It's a process, but it's a whole lot easier to move the machine than to sit here and have to keep transferring all this material. And I'll probably make another big jumbo pile right there, so I may end up moving a little bit of this over, and then I'll probably move that pile of dirt over there and then just run the stacker up a little more that away, and just keep going right down that edge by that silo, filling all that in. Is the plan, Stan? Other than that, should be a pretty easy day of feeding the machine here. Might have to walk the 330 up here. I'll probably run for a little bit, shut down, move a little bit of material. My friend of mine wasn't here today to help, but he's going to be with me the rest of the week there. Wednesday, Thursday, and then Robert will be back for Friday. We should make some good progress here. Alright, well, I'm going to keep feeding this and then get out here in a few minutes, check over everything, and make sure everything's going well. Let's go check on everything. We've been running for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Got our metal coming out. Got a nice pile there now. Wonder why we got so many fines coming out now. Been running for 3 hours and 15 minutes. That's going to be it for today. Need some go-go juice and to scrape the metal out. Got a piece stuck up there I need to get out. But it come out. I'm gonna let everything clean out. And I got to move that pile over and move that pile of dirt over there. That's a nice stream coming out of there, looking good. This thing probably needs some fuel in it. I haven't put any in it since we filled it up. A little bit. Yeah, I got to move that pile of dirt back and probably push this crap out of the way so we don't contaminate our clean stone with trash there. It's just weird how all the fines fall on that side of the pile and the bigger rock. I mean, it's all mixed together, but you kind of see the same thing. So when they scoop into it, it'll just kind of mix it all together. If it wasn't for all the wood, it'd be some pretty clean stuff, but it's still not bad. The wind's blowing good, so it's blowing all the plastic out of it. This actually looks really good right here. All right, let's let the machine clean out and shut everything down. See how many tons we did for the day. I'm gonna tell you what's true. This Thunder Creek fuel trailer has been a lifesaver on these big projects for fueling and greasing. Because this bad boy, I don't know how much it burns an hour, but it burns a lot. And it takes a lot of fuel to keep this thing going. All right, well, I'm like 2 feet short of hitting the grease fittings on that, and I'm gonna take the 330 and go and transfer that pile over real quick. Alrighty, I'm gonna walk out here on this little edge that I couldn't reach and lay it over with the 330 real quick. Little pile of hidden treasures right here that can't go into the crusher. Push that right there. And go ahead and lay this over here within reach. I thought I could reach it. Well, I mean, it was all piled up anyway. But I thought I was going to be able to reach a little bit more than I was able to. But not a big deal. Big old 330 here, it moves material pretty quick. If this stuff was cleaner, I'd be loading with it. But I just can't risk putting what lies in here in that crusher. Everything I can, it's just so much mud. That's a whopper. We'll get that on the next go. Big scoopies. It's just insane how much faster this thing digs than the 220. All right, well, I'm gonna finish laying this over here for the next 15-20 minutes, and I'll walk over there and show you the pile for today. So I got all that piled up. That'll kind of dry out some tonight with the wind, and I am all geared up, ready to go in the morning. So hopefully get 1,000 tons tomorrow. Hopefully do more than that. With no distractions, did 589 today, but really didn't get started till after 1 o'clock, 1:30, so not too terribly bad. Got a nice pile going on right here. I got to come here and I'll do that first thing in the morning. I'm gonna scoop that mud up and throw it over there, so that maybe I might take the conveyor, scoot it, angle it that way just a little bit, make my pile a little bit bigger. Coming along. There's a mountain. Good stuff.